Let's be honest. This is something we all think about but almost never say out loud. Work is changing fast. The roles, the skills, the way businesses operate, it's all shifting. AI is reshaping entire industries. Budgets are tighter, teams are leaner, and expectations higher than ever. And here's the truth. If your job isn't growing you, it's slowly making you irrelevant. I know that's hard to hear, but staying in a role that doesn't teach you anything new, doesn't stretch you, doesn't prepare you for what's next, isn't just a waste of time. It's a quiet way to fall behind. And I get it. Maybe your job just feels fine. You're good at it, it's comfortable. But here's the question. I want you to sit with it. What is that comfort costing you? Hello everyone, I'm Ani Filipova and I welcome you to the Change is Possible podcast. Thank you for being here. I know your time is precious and I'm grateful you've chosen to spend it with me on the topic we're about to dive into today. If you even suspect you're in a dead-end job, you probably are. And if you're watching this episode, something already feels off. I spent over 20 years in the corporate world before building my portfolio career. And here's the part no one tells you. You don't lose your career potential all at once. You lose it in quiet little moments when you stop asking for more, stop speaking, stop moving forward. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot the 7 red flags of a dead-end job. And more importantly, how to turn this around before it is too late. So let's be honest. We've all been there. You're smart, you're capable, you're doing everything right. And yet, nothing is moving. And you start thinking, maybe I just need to wait it out. Maybe they'll notice. Maybe next quarter, things will change. But as we all know, and we always forget, hope is not a strategy. You can work harder, stay late, deliver results, and still get overlooked. I've seen it happen to the best people. Not because they weren't talented, but because they waited. They waited for someone else to give them permission to grow. And that permission, it rarely comes. So if you feel stuck, don't you dare tell yourself it's just a phase. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. This is the moment to stop waiting and start moving. So today I'm going to talk about the 7 red flags that signal you're in a dead-end job. Why most people miss these warning signs until it is too late. The exact steps to take if you recognize these patterns. And how to transform a stalled career into something extraordinary. This isn't just theory. These are the exact patterns I've seen again and again in 2 decades of corporate leadership across 3 continents. And I've helped hundreds of professionals turn these situations around. So let's dive in. Red flag 1. Your manager is missing in action. The first red flag is subtle but critical. Your manager is missing in action. Think about it. When was the last time you had a meaningful one-to-one with your boss? Not just about current projects, but about your growth, your future, and your next steps. In my banking career, I made it a priority to meet with each team member regularly, not just for task updates, but to discuss their career path. Because that's what leaders do. If your manager isn't engaging with you, who is advocating for your next promotion or raise? Probably no one. Here is what this looks like in a dead-end job. Scheduled check-ins keep getting cancelled. Career conversations never happen. Your achievements go unacknowledged. And you feel invisible despite your contributions and despite your great work. I remember coaching a finance director who hadn't had a proper career conversation with her boss in over 18 months. She kept delivering excellent results, but her career was completely stagnant. And why? Because without an advocate, excellence alone isn't enough in most organizations. Red flag number 2. You don't get feedback anymore. So the second red flag is equally concerning. You don't get feedback anymore. Feedback is the oxygen of professional growth. Without it, your career suffocates. So throughout my corporate career and as an entrepreneur now, I insist on regular feedback, not just formal reviews, but ongoing conversations about performance and development. You don't need to wait for your mid-year or end-of-year review for feedback. Feedback should be something that happens regularly without a special meeting, because that's how people grow. So in a dead-end job, this is what happens. Performance reviews become vague or non-existent. You receive no constructive criticism to help you improve. Salary discussions are perpetually postponed, and your requests for guidance are met with generic responses. This happened to me early in my career. I was working incredibly hard, but receiving zero feedback. I assumed that no news was a good news until I discovered I'd been passed over for a promotion because of issues no one had bothered to mention to me. So don't make the same mistake. A workplace that doesn't invest in your growth through feedback doesn't see you in their future. It is as simple as that. Red flag number 3. The company is not changing. The third red flag might seem counterintuitive. The company is not changing. But in today's business environment, stagnation equals death. If your organization looks the same as it did 5 years ago, same processes, same thinking, same approach, that's not stability. That's rigor mortis. During my time in Citibank, we were constantly evolving our technology, our processes, our thinking. That's what kept us competitive in a rapidly changing market. So watch for these warning signs. Outdated systems and process remains unchanged. New ideas are met with, oh, that's not how we do things here. The same leadership has been in place for years with no fresh perspectives. Competitors are innovating while your company stands still. I once consulted for a company that prided itself on tradition, but what they called tradition was really just resistance to necessary change. And within 2 years, they lost 40% of their market share to more agile competitors. And remember this, if your company isn't growing and evolving, neither is your career. Red flag number 4. People are leaving left and right. The fourth red flag is perhaps the most obvious, yet many people ignore it. People are leaving left, right, and center. High turnover is never random. It is a symptom of deeper problems. When I was a COO in Asia and leading teams across 16 countries, I watched turnover rates like a hawk. Because when good people start leaving, it's rarely about money. It's about opportunity, culture, and leadership. Here is what to notice. Top performers are the first to go. Exit interviews are discouraged or ignored. Leadership dismisses departures as just part of business, and positions remain unfilled for months. I've seen teams that lost 6 key members in just 4 months, and management called it coincidence. I called it a warning sign. Within a year, the entire department was restructured and most remaining roles eliminated. When you see a revolving doors of colleagues, understand this. You're not the only one feeling the limitations. Others are just acting on it sooner. Red flag number 5. They always hire outsiders. The fifth red flag is particularly demoralizing. They always hire outsiders for senior positions. If advancement and opportunities consistently go to external candidates rather than being filled from within, That's a clear message about how the company views internal talent. Throughout my career, I've always believed in developing and promoting internal talent first. Outside hiring should complement internal growth, not replace it. Look for these patterns. Senior roles are filled by external candidates despite qualified internal applicants. There is no clear path for advancement within your department. And the skill gap explanation doesn't match reality. Training to develop necessary skills for advancement isn't offered. I coached a brilliant lady who was number 2 in her department, and she was groomed for a leadership position when the time was right. And she watched 3 consecutive leadership positions go to outside hires. Each time she was told she wasn't quite ready yet, but no one could articulate what ready looked like or how to get there. That's not a development strategy. That's a dead end. Red flag number 6. Everyone is just coasting. The 6th red flag is subtle but toxic. Everyone's just coasting. Energy and engagement are contagious, but so is complacency. When an organization stops pushing for excellence, mediocrity becomes new standard. In high-performing teams I've led, there was always a healthy tension, a collective drive to improve, innovate, and excel. That energy is what makes work meaningful. Watch for these warning signs. Meetings lack energy and purpose. The bare minimum is celebrated as success. Innovation and new ideas are discouraged. Good enough has replaced how can we get better. I once inherited a team where this coasting mentality has taken root. At first, the relaxed pace seemed pleasant until I realized it was slowly killing careers. People who had once been stars were now just going through the motions. And here is the truth. Environments of low expectations create careers of unfulfilled potential. You deserve better than that. Red flag number 7. There is no room to grow. The 7th and perhaps most definitive red flag. There is no room to grow. Look up at the leadership roles above you. Are people moving up regularly? Or have they been sitting in the same position for years? If no one's moving, neither are you. Creating growth paths for your people is one of the key elements of leadership. Stagnation is the enemy of talent retention. Here is what to observe. The organizational structure is flat with few advancement opportunities. People have held the same titles for years. New responsibilities don't come with new titles or compensation. Skill development is discouraged or unsupported. I remember advising a talented professional who had been in the same role for 7 years. But I keep getting good reviews, she told me. What she didn't realize was that she was valued precisely because she stayed put, reliable, unchallenging, and increasingly underpaid relative to her experience. Remember this, a job without growth isn't just a plateau. It's a slow decline in your market value. But it's just as important to remember, you won't always move up, and that's okay. A sideways move is still a move forward, and too many people overlook that. In today's world, the corporate ladder is flattening. Roles are shifting because of AI, automation, and changing business models. So your goal now isn't just upward mobility, it's continuous learning, continuous improvement. And if that growth comes from a lateral move, take it. Because staying stagnant, not changing at all, is the number 1 killer of careers. So what to do if you are in this situation, in a dead-end job? First, audit your career. So if you have identified some red flags, what now? First, audit your career. Take a step back and honestly assess where you are. Ask yourself, are you learning and growing? Do you feel challenged and valued? Is this job helping you move closer to your long-term goals? If the answer is no, it's time to explore new opportunities. This audit isn't just about your current role. It is about your entire career trajectory till now. Where do you want to be in the future? Is your current position moving you in that direction, even incrementally? When I decided to leave my corporate role after 20 plus years, it wasn't an impulsive decision. It was the result of a thorough career audit that showed me the gap between where I was and where I wanted to be. The next thing you do, build your personal brand online. Next, build your personal brand, because in today's world, your thought leadership online speaks louder than any CV. Start by networking like it's your job. Research out mentors, peers, and industry leaders. Start conversations. Learn in-demand skills. Take online courses, attend workshops, or earn certifications. Get visible. Share your expertise on LinkedIn or other platforms. I've seen countless professionals transform their careers by investing in their personal brand while still in roles that weren't serving them. Your current job may be a dead end, but your career doesn't have to be. Remember, your value isn't defined by your current role. It's defined by your skills, your network, and your reputation in your industry, combined with your potential and what you can do in the future. Always look forward. What would help you to be more impactful and add value in the future? That's the question you should be asking yourself. And third point, what to do. Plan your exit strategy. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity to knock on your door. Create it. Here is how. Set clear goals. Decide what you want from your next role. Better pay, growth opportunities, flexibility. Start applying strategically. Focus on companies with clear paths for growth and a culture that values people. Consider developing a portfolio career just like me, combining consulting, teaching, speaking, community, or other revenue streams that give you more control over your professional life. When I left my corporate career, I didn't just jump into the unknown. I had a vision for my portfolio career, combining consulting, speaking, and teaching in a way that leveraged my experience and skills while giving me the freedom I craved. And your exit doesn't have to be dramatic, but it should be a deliberate one. Your career deserves better than a dead-end job. Don't let another year slip by in a wrong role. If you recognized any of those red flags, it's time to take action. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. For more actionable career advice and strategies, follow me on LinkedIn or join my membership community. It is called Change is Possible, just like this podcast. In there, I dive deeper into career transitions and building a life on your own terms. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, change isn't just possible. It is necessary for growth. I'll see you in the next video.